Milady, and I'm your host. Please help me welcome one half of the EFC 114 main event and EFC interim championship contender, and the fourth ranked flyweight in South Africa, Tumelo Manyala. Welcome, man. I hope I pronounced everything properly.
Manyamala.
Manyamala. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it not Tswana? Is it not Tswana?
No. So my name is
What
Twana.
is
My
it?
mom, my mom is Twana. My dad's from Congo. It's Manyamala. So it's a Congolese surname.
What does that mean?
It means the one that'll rise above.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What an appropriate name for a fighter. Um. Why do they call you Bones of Steel?
Yo, funny story about that name, man. Like, so I was filling in the EFs for my first fight. I was filling in the form, they
Yeah.
asked you questions, and then there was the question where you had to fill in your AKA.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh man. And on the spot, it just came to me, just bones of steel. And I was like, ah, that's the one. So it wasn't given to me or anything. It just came to me. Yeah.
So it was a spontaneous thing.
Spontaneous.
Okay.
The plan was actually to keep it for maybe my first fight, and then maybe once I have a bit of time to think about it, change it. But I
Yeah.
think it suits my fighting style. It suits everything. So I think it was meant to be honest.
Okay. Um.
Yeah.
So you started your martial arts journey started in kickboxing. How did that come about, and how did it lead you to MMA?
So I actually started with karate, right? So I started
Wow.
with
Okay.
karate, yeah, 17 years ago. I started karate, and
Yeah.
I did that for a while. So karate, you get two types, especially when you're competing. You get the kata, which is like a demonstration. It's not really the
Yeah.
fighting, and then you get the kumite. So I wasn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
a fan of the demonstration, the kata. I used to want to compete in the kumite the whole time. I just wanted to fight, to be honest. So yeah, I made it like fourth in the country, and from there I went to kickboxing, Muay Thai, where I won the SA champs in 2010. Then
Wow.
yeah, I did that for a couple of years, and then from there I took about a 2-year break to play soccer. Then went back to kickboxing again for a couple of years, and then I stopped kickboxing for 2 years again to focus on my jiu-jitsu. So I had no ground game before that, and I wanted,
Yeah.
like a pure form. So that really helped me with my grappling now, because now I'm not just a striker. You know what I mean? I put kickboxing in my bio because that's kind of where I started really fighting full contact,
Yeah.
competitive. Karate was more light contact, but kickboxing
Yeah.
where I fought full contact, and yeah, so did jiu-jitsu, and after a while started to mix it up, and I got into MMA.
Wow. So when did you start doing jujitsu, and how far did you go, or was it just something that you did in the gym?
um Jiu-jitsu, I went, well, I'm still doing jiu-jitsu now, as far as my training. But
Yeah.
before I started mixing it up, I was a two-stripe blue belt. So I
Wow.
competed in jiu-jitsu. I got first at the UAE JJF African Continental Championships. I got the gold medal there, and that's the only
Wow.
jiu-jitsu comp I ever did. So yeah, and I've only been improving. I got my purple belt last May. So yeah, yeah.
Damn. Okay. Your bio is very misleading because in my head I was like, okay, this guy is good on the feet, but how is he going to do when it gets on the ground? Clearly, I was wrong on that end. How do you think a fight between you and the reigning flyweight and bantamweight champion Nkazimulo Zulu goes?
I
Obviously, should
think,
you win the
yeah,
interim belt?
definitely. But I think it's gonna be fireworks on the feet. To be honest,
Yeah.
like his style and my style are well suited for each other. I doubt any of us are
Okay.
gonna shoot, especially on my side. I don't think I'm gonna have to shoot. Like I like keeping it on the ground. If it needs to go on the ground and I see opportunity, I'll take it. But I won't go into the fight wanting to go to the ground. If you know what I mean. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, like many people, a lot of my opponents, they think I'm only a striker and they try to take me down and they get reversed and I end up on top and then that's all she wrote. So so yeah, I think it'll be fireworks. I don't see that fight going the distance because we both warriors to be honest. Like that's the one guy in the flyweight division, like him and Lutando Biko when Lutando Biko was still champion. Like they fought
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
warriors. These new flyweights, I mean, they're good. I'll give them their props. They're good, but I
yeah.
don't see like that savagery. Like that coming back from being dominated and just letting your dog out and going. I feel like Sulu has that, and I have that. So it would be fireworks to be honest.
Okay. I think your fight is probably one of the fights that I'm anticipating more than anything, especially because I spoke to your opponent a few minutes ago, and that guy is pretty intense, and he seems like I don't know, like I feel like this is going to be a really, really, really dangerous fight, especially because I think like you have a 100% finishing rate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Five knockouts and one submission. So, do you think Terence will be able to stop your finishing ability?
I mean, to be honest, I never go into a fight preparing to finish it.
Wow.
It always
So it just keeps happening.
it just happens. It just happens. I don't mind going to the distance, but it just happens. Like when I see
Wow.
opportunity, I take it. All right. I don't fight stupidly. I won't go out and going to like to swing for the fences like all of his opponents. All of his past
Yeah,
opponents, they
yeah.
go and they start swinging and they get clipped. So I'm not gonna swing. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the perfect opportunity. And I'm gonna tag him, keep tagging him until he goes down. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So give me your top five greatest fighters of all time.
Top five greatest of all time. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely Demetrius Johnson. Definitely up
Okay.
there. John Jones.
Okay.
Uh, who else can I say? Volkanovski
Solid
is
so far.
definitely up there. Sorry?
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's
Volkanovski.
solid. The list is solid
Yeah,
so far.
yeah. Volkanovski is definitely up there. I know his past few fights he hasn't delivered that
Yeah.
much, but definitely he was a very dominant featherweight champ in the UFC. Um, who else?
You think though?
For
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like I feel like Volkanovski has had a lot of decisions. I don't know. Maybe it's because of I don't know how I view. I feel like dominance for me is winning every single round. Basically, what Habib. So in
yeah,
terms of dominance, I don't know, but I mean a lot of people view him as that, and he was like pound for pound number one in the world at some point.
yeah,
So I get that, but as far as dominance, I don't know, but I can understand why you picked him. I mean, he's an
yeah.
incredible fighter. So yeah, I disturb you.
No, no, it's all good. And
Okay,
I might not agree with the actions of this next fighter I'm about to say, but
okay,
he did influence the sport. He did bring lots of eyes to the sport, and he was very confident, and
yeah,
he backed up everything he said. And I had to
yeah,
put McGregor on that list. But now,
Yeah,
he's had questionable life decisions and, you know, millions of dollars thrown at him. So McGregor in his
yeah.
prime, McGregor in his prime before he started doing stupid things, and yeah.
Wow.
And who else? There has to be one more.
Yeah, I think that should do though. So I wanted to ask you specifically about the fight. How do you think the fight will go? Do you think it'll go to the ground? Do you think the fight will stay standing? How do you think the fight will go between you and your opponent basically?
Um, it's gonna start off us testing each other on the feet. Okay, and I
Yeah,
know, I know, I know very for a fact he's very confident on the feet. Right, he's very confident.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I've been doing this a long time, man. I've been doing this a long time. This is 17 years of martial arts experience. I bet he hasn't even been training for 7 years. Okay, I've been through it all, especially with stand up. So he might
yeah,
try shoot. If it ends up on the ground, that's another thing. I'm very good at the ground as well. I work with Chelsea Sosa, with Davi. Like we have a
wow,
solid game. So wherever it goes, I'm prepared. To be honest, whether it's a wrestling match, I'm prepared for wrestling. Whether we go to the ground, whether it's stand up, wherever it goes, I'm ready. I'm prepared, and I promise you, I know these fans, they love him, and they love the loud mouths and all of that, and he's won, 5 fights, so I have to give it to him. But there are levels to the game. There are levels to this game. And I don't want to talk too much now. I just want to show people what a real fighter is, what a true fighter
yeah,
is, and what a true fighter does. Yeah.
yeah. So any message for him, like for your opponent?
Message, I hope he's prepared. I hope he's prepared.
Okay.
Let's put on a show for the fans. Let's sell this fight. Let's create history. This is a new generation of flyweights coming in. I believe we're all going to take
Yeah,
over, but
yeah.
we all have our time. And unfortunately for him, this is my time. Unfortunately.
That that's why I was saying I'm looking forward to this fight because he feels the same way. Like
Yeah.
how he was speaking, he made it sound like man he's going to hurt you. So that's why I'm saying I'm looking forward to this fight. I feel like I did 3 interviews today, so I wish I was a little bit more prepared. I enjoyed this particular conversation, but hopefully we can do it again after your fight because
Of
I
course.
wish I was a little bit more prepared so that the
Of
interview would be
course.
a little bit longer, man.
No, we'll do
I
it.
think
We'll do it.
I think there's someone commenting here, but nonetheless, um, we'll talk. Hopefully, like you'll make time after the fight, right?
Of course. Of course. The next time I'll have the
Okay.
belt to my shoulder while we talk.
Okay, bring it to the interview if you can.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
No- Okay, I appreciate you taking out your time to talk to me, man.
Thanks for
Until
having
we
me.
do it, okay. Deuces, man.
Thank you. Cheers, my guy.
Cheers.